Perfect. Okay. Hello.
Dog much?
Welcome back to the podcast. You missed us. I'm sorry that you missed us. We walked out the door already. We're gonna go get food.
Worst podcast ever.
No, worst.
Unsubscribed.
But I'm here with Koneko, and we're back drawing again.
It was my suggestion, and she just took with it like it was a life-death situation that I totally didn't threaten her for.
And so now we are drawing the slime nurse. Slimy. She doesn't have a name.
Not posted anyway.
What's her name?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a name, but it's just not posted. Probably the first time she got put up is when the name was mentioned. As you can see, I prepared for that question. I totally did.
Mm-hmm.
Stock dishwasher safe's whole feed just to find it now. Thanks.
Why don't you just ask her directly? Them Schnickerdoodles. I'm sorry, Dish. If you watch this, I apologize.
I will make sure Dish does so that she could. Fuck.
Bash us every time that we screw up.
No, so they can see that one. We're giving them all the credit of their characters, making it very clear that this is their characters.
Mm-hmm. I love this nurse because she got thick thighs, and I love thick thigh girls.
I love them thick.
I like them
runny. I like slime girls. I like them thick, and I like them runny.
Perfect texture.
Jello isn't quite what I need right now. I need slime.
Need slime.
That sounded bad.
That did say bad. I can speak anymore. Did you find her name?
No, not at all.
Well, okay.
I'm distracted and abandoning it because they replied. They are welcome.
Yay.
You are welcome to draw.
Even though I completed one already. Yeah. No. Was red done? I'm gonna go with all red theme here and just draw out of red. Make the lines just red. Should we do it? Yeah, we should do a darker red. Excuse me, rude. No, I'll do it black and white. I'll start black and white. I'm having issues deciding how I want to do this. But I know how I'm going to now. Loves.
So, one question with these. Is the podcast up?
Up on what?
Whatever we're putting it on. I'm letting Dish know that we're recording stuff while doing it.
Oh, do you want me to post it real quick? The first one?
I'm gonna ask if they want to see.
Because I can post it real quick, and we'll just... The podcast can be the very quick ones that we post, and our game one we don't have to. Oh, stupid. Not anyone. It's just me. Okay. Now I have it the way I want to. Is that she has a bunch of needles in the background.
The eyes are too big on mine. Oh my god, they're gigantic.
For some odd reason, I'm giving all these characters props.
Well, that's not a bad thing. I gave mine a prop. I wonder if we're gonna do ours similar though.
What kind of prop did you give her?
A syringe.
Same. I have her like leaning on a giant syringe.
Okay, it's not going to be the same.
It's not going to be exactly the same, but we have the syringe idea together. Here.
She's holding a syringe. Going to be filled with the same red
As her.
as her, and she's
And I was
basically
gonna put
going to.
eyeballs in it.
No, not. I'm not doing eyeballs.
I was
It
gonna
was just
throw
one
some
of those.
eyeballs in it.
You're gonna be. I was just doing a. You're gonna be a simulated kind of thing. Like she's gonna inject it, and then you're gonna turn into a slime.
Yes, but I want it to feel like a host thing, where that is not a needle.
You have a little bit of me inside of you, boy.
This is how I make babies. Spread them.
Spread them. You're gonna be a little more like me, whether you like it or not.
You will be my baby, senpai.
Trust me, I'm a nurse.
I know what I'm doing. I went to school, okay? Monster Slimy School.
I went to the only school that matters. You don't have to know the name of it. It's the only one that matters.
Now I'm trying to think of what pose I want to give her. I kind of want to give her, like, she has one leg up and she's just, like, leaning on the syringe but smiling at you sadistically.
Mine just looks insane. It just looks crazy.
Okay, I got the giant syringe drawn. That's all I got. Well, it's.
Oh, you wouldn't like it too?
Partially drawn. I'm dying.
This one just looks creepy. I don't like it.
Maybe in the future when we do like drawing things like this, like if we get like fan art and stuff, or like fans want us to draw their art or something like that in our own perspective. Like I could somehow set up like a camera and we could do like a side by side and they can watch both of us draw.
Well, that's going to be problematic with how I start my drawings.
Well, you can have a camera view pointing down is what I'm saying. Most live stream artists do that anyways, is that they have their camera pointing down at their art pad and the people get to watch them draw on the art pad and then also have it on the screen. And so they get to see it on the screen perspective too.
Yeah, my problem is I don't have an art pad. I have printer paper.
You're going to... Give me a minute. Horrors hasn't got the frickin' thing yet. There's a box up there that I was gonna see if it would fit the giant computer.
Horrors. Is that what we're calling him now?
No.
No.
No, we're not calling him horrors.
He deserves it. How dare he take my intro? I'll never let that go. Yeah, so to explain this whole thing, I explained it in the last one. This is literally only like 10 minutes after we ended the last one.
They don't know it.
They don't know.
Oh, damn it.
I challenged a good friend of mine, who we will refer to as Dishwasher Safe or Dish. I challenged them to help motivate them in drawing some of the characters they don't draw very often. This is one of them. And so there's a challenge going on until today's Wednesday, and a week from now, next Wednesday is when our challenge is over. We are to draw as many of these characters as we can, and whoever draws more of them, there's not that many though, so keep that in mind. Whoever draws more of them wins, and can request anything from the loser, which is most likely going to be art because we are broke bitches. Both me or all three of us, Red, me, and Dish, we're all broke. So we're just gonna do basically all this. All this equates to is if Dish wins, I'm going to do art for Dish, even though I just basically am going to do a bunch of art for Dish anyway. It's going to be any character Dish wants. If I win, which I hopefully will, if I win, then I will request fan art for my comic from Dish.
And I'm just doing this for fun.
And I am doing this with Red specifically to help also Red with her art block. We're having a hard time with art around here. And so Red's been doing really good with recording stuff and whatnot, but I feel like Red needs a little bit of a break. There's some art in there because Red really wants to do art as well for her channel.
Big eyeball there. That is very true, because I'm still trying to design a banner for my YouTube channel. Clean my glasses.
And so this is basically like
Ow!
Trying to warm Red back up to art. So it's like a drawing exercise, if you will.
Excuse me. Gosh, why am I so violently burpy?
Yeah. So that is why we're doing this. And so I hope you enjoy watching us do art. I do art for my YouTube channel as well. It's mostly speed paints right now, but I also do very mediocre animations. I have like 3 of them. I'm not very confident, okay? But a bead of this coming out of the top, that might look nice. But my style of art, or at the very least how I start off my art, is good old pencil and paper. I get a rough draft, and if I want to move some stuff around, I go and take my handy dandy phone and use some of the art apps I have on that, and I do digital art with it.
At the time being.
Until Red sends me the disc I need to actually use the drawing tablet she gave me. Until then, I have to do it any way I can. So we previously did one, a drawing, and this is basically just going to be a race between me and Red on who can draw these faster. But because my process is different than hers, I'm at a disadvantage. I have to wait for my drawing app actually to open up so I can switch from my project I didn't finish to this new project, and she's just taken off as usual. But I have mine drawn out, so
you foolie.
Yeah, I know. But then I have to do a lining, and last time you didn't do a lining for yours. You're telling me it wouldn't take you longer if you had to draw out exactly where everything was before you started coloring it.
Do linings. Well, I don't know. I'm still establishing what kind of art style I want to do.
I'm just saying it takes me longer. The other thing, which is my excuse, and Red agrees, so we're running with it, I did most of the talking last time. And so I'm probably going to do most of the talking this time, and I'm always going to be slower than Red at this point. Yes, I'd like to extract the line. Thank you. But, so I'm the one who initiated this for both sides. I'm an instigator by nature.
Oh yeah?
So, yeah, I instigated a drawing duel with her, or with them, and then I instigated a fucking drawing race with you.
I don't know what position to put her in. That's what he said.
What position would be the best? I, a good sir, love putting my woman in positions.
Oh, goodness.
Not that Hitori would know anything about that.
Oh.
Ah, he's trying to step on me. Ah, he's trying to step on me. Ah. He's really getting motivated now. And he... Ah! Stop. No! Spousal abuse.
I didn't lay a finger on you.
You laid a toe.
No, I didn't.
You laid a toe. Ain't that cheap?
Ain't that cheap? Anywho, so that is what we're dealing with. Me being an instigator and me also taking shots at Hitori.
That's it. That's a normal Tuesday for you.
It's a Wednesday. Woo! It just bleeds through. I have some days off of my actual job, so now I have time to do edits, and when I don't want to do edits, I'll have time to do art.
I just have time,
My
period, right now. Because I'm dying slowly but surely. No.
Red, I will hurt you if you say that.
Not going. Yeah.
She's in pain, and this is why I'm doing most of the talking. Unless I have to talk to Hitori, and then I basically quickly tell her that she needs to talk, and then she doesn't know what to say.
Perfect.
Perfect. All according to plan.
Oh no. She too big.
So, is that so? You hear that, Hitori? She's too big.
Huh?
Nothing. You're too old for this conversation.
No.
Parts of your bodies don't work anymore for this conversation.
Oh my gosh.
I will step all over your toes.
Yes. No.
Son of a bitch. Tickle me.
I don't know if I can do that pose. That's a no pose. Put away you.
Just reposition the needle and put it in between her legs. Have her straddle the needle. Keep your fucking shoes out of here. Anywho, now that I'm not being tickled for all the mean things I say, yeah, I'm gonna just start talking out of my ass again because I don't know what stories to start off with. Stop! I do it out of love.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying.
Unless Red wants me to share something specific.
I don't have anything specific. I was just gonna talk about random things and try to.
Oh no, I was saying unless you want me to share something specific, and then you can mention what it is, and I can try to remember it.
No.
I know nothing.
I know nothing. Oh, that's dangerous.
So I started my adult life pretending I didn't have to get a job. Let's be honest. Because after I graduated, I was still technically 17, and I didn't turn like 18 until July. um, and so I didn't get a job for a while, which made my father mad because then he couldn't profit off me as my student or like my child is a good student, which didn't happen anyway, but he sure as hell couldn't do it then. I didn't run off to college, which was probably something he wanted me to do, even though I didn't have the money to do it. And then he still had to pay bills and stuff, but he probably should have gotten a better job if he didn't want to have to, pay bills and live the way he was. By the way, just a splurger and a very wasteful buyer. He was. And so when I did get a job, I got a job at it's only a kind of gas station that's in Montana, or so it says. It was a town pump. Apparently, it's only Montana that has these things. They're basically truck stops, truck stop gas stations, but this one was specifically a truck stop one. And I had to clean the showers, and that sucked, and that's a completely different story that I wasn't.
Man legs.
Whatever. Manly thighs. Before I got a job, I was still just dinking around really in life. And I found myself coming across a kind of, what is it? A online anime and manga group, which was what I thought was going to be fun, but it was not. It was not for two reasons. One of the reasons is when I first arrived, they had someone had, I don't know how they actually had it set up, but it was shit. Basically, they had a bunch of people come in and raid the page and post My Little Pony porn everywhere.
Ooh.
And I was just like, this is fucking gross. This is fucking disgusting. I hate this. And I've never been able to handle hearing
Bleaching your eyes.
My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Like, I became friends with someone, Fabulous Joker specifically, who is a brony, and I didn't care about that as much as the fact that My Little Pony still, at that time and still now, kind of makes me want to puke, but not because of the show itself. But I came across that, and then the other problem is that the person who made the page only cared about promoting his own weeaboo themed rap music, and didn't really want to take care of the actual page or the group. It was just like whoever wants to be in it can, and then that's exactly why a bunch of people raided it and posted My Little Pony porn everywhere. And so I was basically like, this is bullshit. I'm going to try to help, which is kind of what I think I was solicited for. Someone actually asked if I could come and do that. Strange. And so I kind of did my best to help. I restricted certain things, which I guess people thought I was being a tyrant because I restricted it. There was one person who really loved traps. And some of the people were like really uncomfortable with them posting traps all the time. So what I was trying to say was, hey, why don't we do like a specific day you can post traps, like a theme day. Like it was supposed to be like Trap Tuesday or something like that. And I was considered a tyrant because I was restricting what that person could post. And then I tried to introduce more, like structured stuff, like, hey, let's learn about Japan instead of being just a bunch of fucking weeaboos. let's educate ourselves. No one liked that idea, which was a shame because I was more than willing to do research for that. Shame. Eventually, I got kicked out, or no, I got demoted because, I was a tyrant, and then the person who originally made the group had too many complaints because I made everything structured.
Rude.
So that was fun. And it was just so real surreal. But then I made a friend out of it, so that's fine.
That's all good. I still got a friend out of the deal.
The friend likes role playing but never responds to role plays after like a few posts or something. He just never came back to finish in the role plays, which was it helped me with my writing sessions. Like when I wanted to write and I couldn't think of anything, I'd role play with him, and then I'd go, "Oh yeah, okay, so da 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 da," and I'd be able to write. But he would leave me hanging, and I don't mean like he wouldn't respond that day or he wouldn't respond the next day. He wouldn't respond for months. And I'd just be like, did you die? And then he'd come back like, oh, hey, buddy, how you doing? And I'm like, did you die?
What happened to you?
He just would be gone. And he never explained anything. He'd just come back. It was a wild dude. I still occasionally talk to him, but, he hasn't responded to my last thing I said.
Perfect.
He still hasn't changed. But I met him right before I went to Job Corps, and so it's really bizarre because my list of friends is so skewed. I don't talk to anyone I was in high school with really, but they're like a bunch of friends on Facebook. And then the next thing is that what was it? And then I have someone who is very similar to La Jeunesse, but I knew this other dude longer. And this other dude was very, very straightforward. He's married, but he makes it very clear that he doesn't care what his wife says. If he wants to sleep with someone, he will.
Oh.
And also made it very clear that he wants to sleep with me.
Oh.
Yeah, so unlike La Jeunesse, this dude is way more upfront about his intentions and everything. Which, uncomfortable. One sec. Dish is saying so. Yes. Dish says yes. Dish wants to watch 2 hours of us stumbling along while you draw her or their character.
Perfect. I also think that you should create it into like a speed art too. Just in case if somebody doesn't want to watch all through that, and we'll put like different audio in if we're able to do that.
I will just use well, there's that studio now, right?
Yeah.
The studio you showed me. So I can just grab something from there, but I also do have the 2 songs that I am using from XV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either one of those, I'll let Red know to post it, and I'll let you know when it's up. Look. Oh my god, no. On YouTube. Okay, so I said look for Red is on YouTube. By the way. Oh my god, sweet. Are you? Okay. I was about to say, I haven't even started on this, but I have. I very much have.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
But I have some strange friends, and almost every advance has always been completely ignored.
You're advanced?
No, like anyone who's like making an advance for like for sexual things towards me, I completely ignore.
Explains why you ignore my request all the time.
Naked cuddles is when we're actually close together, okay? Which shouldn't be a problem for you, apparently. Anyway,
Naked cuddles every
cuddles.
day. Naked yoga all day long. I think I like the pose. It's kind of very similar to hers, but maybe I should make the syringe bigger.
Make it everything. Make sure the eye is like peeking out from like behind. You know? Do it.
I'm an Uncle Pope. Fucked up.
What?
I fucked up.
Did you say I'm a nincompoop?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Or I thought you were saying something about nuns going poop. Which draws more questions in.
Well, they're humans, aren't they? Or unless they're not?
I'm just trying to figure out why nuns pooping is relevant to this specific art project. Hey, you know it's not nice to watch people while they're trying to draw.
I was looking at the base, the original character.
The reference.
Yes, the OC.
The reference. Yes, it's an original character, but it's the reference. We're using the reference specifically, is what.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He thought he's not an artist. He doesn't know what's going on anymore in the world of art.
I need a syringe again. I need to stab humans with my syringe.
Anyway, probably should start talking about something again.
Oh yeah? Should we? Should we just sit here and
be completely quiet for the entire podcast?
That'd be funny.
Hilarious. I'm sure all the viewers would be like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to see.
Just silence.
Silence. Thank goodness that Connect kid shut the fuck up.
Oh my gosh. Stop bashing yourself.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I'm allowed to and you're not. That's just how it is now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's in my contract.
No.
Yeah, I put it in there.
Nope.
I drafted up a contract and I signed it.
Yeah, but again, I would have to sign that contract. Again, I would have to agree to said contract.
It's okay. You couldn't have read it anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my god. That's fucked up. What am I using my edit flakes for?
There we go. Bigger syringe, bigger life.
Food. You're supposed to bring back toilet paper and change for laundry.
Oh.
Anywho, if you're still hungry, make some of the instant mac and cheese, or not mac and cheese, instant mashed potatoes. They start with an M. I got confused. There's some baked beans down there.
They all started with M.
I get confused sometimes, okay? Yeah, if you're that hungry, take some meat out to thaw.
La, 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 la. Eat
Now that
all
you said
your
it,
meat.
what? Now that you said it, I won't do it.
Now that you said it, I want. He had the freezer open and everything. He's like, no, you're not stealing my idea. It's okay. I do what I want anyway. I have little eyebrows, I have little eyebrows, I have little eyebrows on this character. Those aren't little anymore, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, 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 no. Anywho, don't you love story time with Koneko? Like and subscribe for more story times with Koneko as she tries to fucking figure out what she wants to talk about next.
Things and stuff. Things and stuff. What's your opinion about aliens?
The
they
probably want nothing to do with us.
Oh yeah? Why would you say this?
Because they don't want anything to do with us. We are a mistake.
Oh yeah, we were mistakes.
Yeah, humans are mistakes.
I don't know about that fully, but
Not fully.
Not fully. Some there's some errors going through, but
No, it's just humanity is just really complex and stupid at the same time. Because you guys know how much I love complexity. I don't.
I do not love you. What? Hello?
Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah.
Yeah, I think that is going to be that. La 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 la. I think I did that too red. We'll go darker red, it'll be fine.
Well, she's kind of see-through.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I fucked up again. I'll fix it.
Anywho, we should be talking about something. We'll just talk about me because I'm a narcissist now.
It sounds like it.
You're supposed to disagree.
You're supposed to disagree.
You're the worst wingman ever.
No, you're not a narcissist.
We'll just talk about my inability to get anyone to fucking listen to me for some odd reason. Okay. So, I am not entitled in any way whatsoever. I do not feel like people should have to listen to me if they don't have to listen to me. But if it's literally my job to tell you what to do, guess what? You have to fucking listen to me.
Done. Said.
I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering what kind of examples I would use. Why would someone have to listen to me? Okay, so back at Job Corps, they had little things of leadership you can do. And I ended up being a top 3 member of the art room. Because, if art isn't an obvious theme in my life, you guys have been watching the wrong podcast. Art is very important to me. I love art, and it made sense to join the art room to me. So I joined the art room, and I work my way up to being a leader when the position shows up. I was the secretary of the art room, so I was trying to keep track of a bunch of shit that I did a very poor job keeping track of, but eventually I got pregnant and things got a little blurry. And so, part of my job is to lead the rest of the art room, as well as, if any problems arise, bring it up to the other 2 leaders of the art room. One of the things is that I redid the rules of the art room because, like I said, if you want the hormones of high school, and the angst and fucking I don't wanna an elementary schooler go to Job Corps because that's where you're gonna find it. I moved around the exact same rules because for some odd reason, the people I was having problems with decided that because you must be doing art in the art room wasn't the first rule of the art room, they don't have to do art in the art room. They can just bring their friends over and do fucking nothing in the art room. Because it was originally put in as number 4. I don't like people, by the way.
I don't like people, but just to let you know.
Then there was you only leaders could be in the art room, leader room, unless they were getting red. Unless they were grabbing materials.
I was not grabbing materials half the time.
Half the time. Thanks, Red. You're a bad example.
I know.
The main problem is that there was this one chick that would keep bringing her boyfriend back into the art leader room.
Well, that was definitely not me.
I hope you weren't her boyfriend. So then I had to address this issue because one of the other leaders that wasn't one of the top 3 said, "Hey, she's doing it again. Can you please do something about this? You're one of the top 3, so she should listen to you." And then I went, "Hey, you really can't do that. You can't be just watching movies with your boyfriend in the art leader room." So there was 2 things that this person was doing wrong. And I shit you not, her response was, "Well, you're not the president of the art room, so I don't have to listen to you."
Yeah?
Yeah. So I got the staff member that actually leads the rec hall where the art room is at and went, "Miss," I'm not going to say her name because that would be her nickname, and that's
everybody would know.
It's her first name, and if it was like her last name, then I would just mention the last name, but it's her first name, and we're not doing that. So I was like, "Hey, I'm having this trouble. They won't listen to me. They'll only listen to you or the president," which at the time I was very upset. The president was actually my rookie sister, but she was a weak, spineless thing. But I was too much of a hothead to be the president of the art room, which I want to make clear. I was not interested in being the president of the art room. I was interested in people doing what they were fucking supposed to do in the art room. So it wasn't a big deal that I wasn't the president, but it was a big deal that the president was such a fucking pushover.
Yeah.
And then Fabulous Joker was the vice president.
Perfect.
So, yeah, it was perfect. So I would have to call in the staff member just to get anyone who didn't want to listen to me to listen to not me per se, but what I fucking said 5 minutes ago when I was initially telling them why they couldn't do something.
Oh, no.
Basically, they refused to hear it from me and they wanted to hear it from someone other than me.
Rude bastards.
At that time, I figure it was my tone because I was a angsty, snappy bitch. 24/7. So then, let's pretend that I don't also have a problem because my own fucking parents won't listen to me. We fast forward to the job I have right now. I work at a pizza place. And I've been working there for a good set of months, not quite a year, but a good, healthy set of months. And we started hiring some more people. We have a pretty bad turnover rate, and it's mostly because people just don't want to show back up to work.
They're easy.
Like, the people there are pretty good, they're good people. But they just don't want to fucking come back to work for some odd reason. And so we started hiring new people. So I was all nervous because I've had a history of no one wanting to listen to me. Plus, I've never actually trained anyone under me, But I was asked by the store manager to train some people, train some of these new people, to make it easier for the other managers and on this manager's behalf, which is fine. Like I said, I was nervous, but I knew my job well enough to start teaching people it. Except for this kid that's in high school that doesn't want to fucking listen to me. And I say this presently because this is still a present problem. Oh. So I was gone for 2 weeks. And I came back. And when I came back, that's when the manager told me that he wanted me to help with the new people because he was going to be gone for a little bit. And so I was like, okay, this is just a part of my job. Just when they mess up, when they do something they really shouldn't be doing, or if there's a better way to do something, I'll let these people know. That's all I'm really going to do. So I start the best I can, nice little, hey, I saw you did this. Could you try to do this instead? Or, hey, this is how we're supposed to do it. And so they came about 3 weeks and 1 week before I was gone for 2 weeks. And so this one kid decided that they learned enough while I was away that whatever I said didn't really matter because this kid knew his job in basically a month and a half. Maybe, a month and a half. Already knew his job. There couldn't be anything I could present that he didn't already know. I say this because it's all sarcastic and I know a hell of a lot more than he knows. And so I go and, I try to correct a mistake of his, let him know, hey, we don't do it that way, we do it this way. And he goes, well, I've been doing it this way this entire time and no one has stopped me before. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's not how you're supposed to do it. And then from that point on, it went to the whole, I don't have to listen to you. To a point where this particular kid started challenging me with a manager nearby. And so I was like, great, this is going to be fun. So I ended up asking two managers, is it the tone I'm using? Because maybe I didn't fix that problem. And they're like, no, he just doesn't want to listen to you. And I'm like, well, I guess that's fine. I can live with that, Not everyone has to listen to me. I'm not entitled to them listening to me. I'm not a manager. Whatever. I'm just going to do my job, and if I see something to correct, I'll correct it, and if they want to ignore me, fine. And so, eventually, this kid apparently got into his head, that he was going to get a promotion soon. No, he hasn't been working for more than 3 months, but he's going to get a promotion soon. And in my store, you don't just get promoted. There's no I guess head, like assistant head chef or something like that. It's a basic pizza place. It just doesn't happen that way. So the only other like position this kid would have gotten would be a management position, and it's way too soon to give him a management position. And so there is a person being trained for a management position, and I was minding my own business, clocking in and whatnot, and I saw this person trying to talk to this other kid, the kid that's all disrespectful, and she was trying to get him to do something, and he straight up just walked away while she was talking to him. And I walked up to her and I'm like, everything okay? How's the shift going? She's like, he just ignored me. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's too much. I don't care. Ignore me all you want. Whatever reason. I got two different reasons from two different managers why that kid might have been ignoring me, and one of them was just straight up a sexist reason.
Oh, that's nice.
But I was like, well, guys don't typically like being told what to do by women.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, great. I love it. I kind of just ignored it as best as I could. And the other one was just that he's a high schooler, and that's how some of them are, which is true. So I kind of went with that one. And so I had to go to the manager and go, this is becoming problematic, and I don't want to, I already put in a complaint for this kid, so I don't want to make it seem like it's just me and all I'm doing is complaining about this kid. But it's becoming too problematic now. This isn't more than just me. It's like no one wants to work with this person. You probably should have a talk with him. And I don't know how that's played out because that's still kind of ongoing, to be honest. I don't know if this kid got talked to yet or anything. I hope so, because this is an important lesson. You don't just get to, you don't start a job and think you're going to get a promotion immediately, which is what this kid thought it was. And just because you don't get a promotion and someone else does, someone who's, by the way, been working there for years, you just don't get to go and go, well, this person probably stole my promotion I was looking forward to. I'm going to ignore them when they try to talk to me. You don't just do that.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the drippies in.
I haven't done those yet.
Oh, you started coloring and I haven't colored yet. I'm getting all the lining done, and the lining is the drippies. You want to see?
Sure.
Wait. Let me put some face drippies first. Oh, well, that's a good place to put it, I guess.
What?
I accidentally erased when I meant to draw, and then I was just like, I'll just put face drippies there too. What's it gonna hurt?
It's gonna hurt everything.
It hurt me when I saw it the first time.
Oh no.
The same. Yeah, I'll make sure to do it. You go ahead and just upload these podcasts to wherever. Then just do as we usually do to get me the file, and then I'll speed it up.
Yeah.
Like I said, it should handle 2 hours speed up. It did not want to handle trying to speed up 13 hours.
No.
Not sorry, Junior, but no.
We tried.
I did try. Tried so much.
Oh no. Oh no. I went back too far.
But what else? Don't want to get too much personal stuff in here. My childhood, I don't even care anymore. Like, done and over with. It's gone. It's ruined. Might as well talk about it. But my current situations, I'm a little less
opening about them right now.
Yeah. When everything's said and done, then
maybe.
Perhaps. But let's see. Maybe less story time and more let's make uneducated opinions about stuff. No one hates when we make uneducated opinions about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have you supply something.
Oh no.
What do you want to talk about?
Supernatural things like normal.
Like normal. Supernatural like normal.
Yes.
Okay. So, what would that be?
No, what would that be? I don't know. Like I recently
Good grudge noise.
thank you. I'm so stuck on this picture. I don't know, I get tuckered out after the first one.
Sorry, my drawing app sometimes has ads too for some odd reason.
Yeah, you need to lay on me. Is that what you need?
Well, supernatural. Are we talking just mythology? Okay, I apparently accidentally asked for all the brushes, so now all the brushes are free for 18 hours. Yay me!
Oh no.
So we talking mythology, we talking urban legends, we talking creepy pastas, we talking
SCPs.
SCPs. So let's see. So I follow a few SCP readings and some SCP just people talking about them. Quite a few. I know the Vulcan. Exploring. What was it? I think it's exploring SCPs, but I'm not sure. I think it's just the actually. Now that I think about it, it's like the exploring series where they explore different things.
Yeah.
Just talking about them or reenacting certain things about them, and I saw Cicero, and now I'm really excited.
Cicero!
Cicero! Oh, that was a year ago. Never mind. Thank you, Epic Nate. Okay. Come on. Let's see. I'm actually looking up the official name to properly shout out this creator.
Perfect.
Yes, the Exploring series. He talks about different things. Mostly right now it's SCP, but it looks like they also do Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, Norse mythology, the Elder Scrolls, Middle Earth, Cthulhu mythos, all these things. Star Wars. God, there's a lot of playlists. Anyway,
it's too many.
There's I'm gonna just hop into his SCP ones because there's a few that I really like. Definitely love Dr. Bright.
Yeah, Dr. Bright is a good one.
Let's see. The Hanged King I got obsessed with. I can't remember what the land is called, but the Hanged King, that was a very interesting SCP. It's interesting solely because it doesn't happen all the time. And I think that's a pretty interesting concept where it's an SCP that only gets summoned so often, and you don't really know how often the potential of it really comes around. So I don't know if Red knows what I'm talking about.
A little bit. I haven't gone fully into it.
Okay, so the Hanged King, I can't remember what the SP number is, but it's The Hanged King's Tragedy is a play that occasionally, once performed, causes the SCP event to happen, in which there's a lot of deaths involved.
Yes.
It usually happens when there is going to be a very big crowd to maximize effectiveness of slaughtering people. And with this one specifically, so just so you guys know, I am not looking at the actual SCP page or anything. This is coming all from memory to the best of my ability. Which means I'm still going to lose this race with Red, but, you know. No, I should not be doing that. I should be doing the coloring of this.
I'm going to take away that.
Anyhow,
yep.
So,
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just making side noises.
I'm just trying to remember. So, there's it when it's one of the event is going to happen. Around a few months before the actual event is about to happen, there'll be changes in the rehearsal part. So if you're on the outside, like, oh, I am secretly part of the SCP Foundation, but I am pretending to be like one of these kids' uncles or whatnot, and you're sitting into one of their little auditions, and then you suddenly hear that the lines are different. Immediately, your reaction should be, oh no.
Call Koneko. She's the only one that can stop this.
So they'll start rehearsing the lines differently, and none of the actual actors or actresses are going to notice anything. They're going to think that the lines that are new are actually the lines that they were rehearsing the entire time.
Of course.
And so it's not like you can say, hey, you said the line wrong. They're like, no, I said it right. They're like, right here. This is what I said. Come on, are you fucking insane? I know my part. How dare you accuse me of such things? Etc., etc. And then as it goes, I believe we have the opening night, or whatever night has the most people that's going to come to it. So it's not always opening night, but usually it is opening night because, you know, people want to see it without anyone else spoiling it, you know, or whatever. And so then there's instances of a figure just showing up, and it's supposed to be the ghost of the Hanged King, or so you think when you first look at it, but it's actually it's an ambassador from, I want to say, Algata. I want to say that's what the place is referred to as. But it's an ambassador from this place, which isn't previously mentioned really in the play, but is specifically mentioned when the incident, like the actual SCP incident, is occurring. And in the first few acts, like, this ambassador can be seen, but like no one really acknowledges the ambassador's existence until later in the play, where a real knife comes into play for some odd reason. You know, a bunch of high school knives. That's always nice. In which they say they have to repay their debt to Algata. And so the debt is to be paid by the king's like blood, basically. And what ends up happening is a lot of the soliloquies will start changing, and then a whole scene completely changes. And which one of those scenes is an actual knife is received by whichever actor is supposed to be like the son of the king or something like that.
Yeah.
The ambassador will come out and hand the actor the knife and walk off stage with the actor. And then the next scene is supposed to be a dining scene where I want to say someone's fucking kid is served to their father, but you know,
what are we?
That's a little vague. That's a little vague in my memory because I'm trying to figure out if that actually happened in a Shakespeare play. I'm pretty sure it did. That's a little too dark for Shakespeare. The murdered playwright. And so it's then they just take someone who's supposed to be assuming the king's role and they literally just like stab the ever-loving shit out of him.
Nice.
And then all the cast members just kind of take turns stabbing each other until there's only like one remaining that isn't stabbed, and then they all hang themselves.
Oh, wow.
And then the crowd actually erupts in a fit of violence, and if anyone survives and is able to get out of the building, they won't stop killing people until like the sunrise of the next day or something.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. And then they don't remember what happened, but they're covered in blood.
Perfect.
Yeah. And so that's what they're trying to say is they're based off of this one king from a story. Where this king apparently did some no business with forces that be.
Oh,
which does not mean like sex, but basically exchanged all of his people's souls for power. That's the other no thing.
That's the real no thing.
Yeah. And so what ended up happening was they were all like, this king is bullshit, and all these guards are pretty fucking weak. Wait a second. Well, whatever. We're just gonna hang this king who seems to be just babbling on. Okay, well, we're just gonna throw chains on him, break his bones, and hang him, and then we're just gonna leave him in this tree.
That sounds reasonable.
You know what? That's too creepy. We're just fuck. We're just going to bury him now. Okay, everything's good. Yay! Where did all the creative people immediately abandon this place? By the way. They got a bad feeling and left. But all the other uncreative people did that thing with the king and then pretended like everything was all right. Except with the crows, they were kind of being creepy. And eventually, the people just kind of started wasting away and going insane and various things. And I think they started like ripping off parts of their bodies. It was really grotesque. And then out from the grave rises the king, and he walks back into his palace. And he sits down on a throne that's like underground and all, occult-like. It's full of like, it's rusty iron spikes just in the seat of the throne. In the armrest, everything, there's poking out, and the hanged king goes and sits down in this throne, and then like there was like a jester. The people actually murdered the king's favorite jester. It was great.
Yes.
And so the jester comes to life, and he also had like a pet lion or a tiger or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bunch of poetic shit thrown in there in this story. I'm butchering it all because I'm
You're
not.
not trying to
Anyway,
remember it.
yeah, I'm just trying to remember it. And so, the jester like tries to give the king something to drink. I want to say it's blood because why not? But the king is like in so much pain he can't even like move to actually drink it, and it just falls to the ground. And then all the people that killed the king and ended up dying come back to life.
Oh.
And they put on masks and they just start having these weird orgies with each other, and they have these grotesque mutations and everything. And that would be the country of Algada.
Oh.
It's a multi-dimensional place where if you find out how to get into it, it's very confusing. There's sex everywhere.
Perfect.
And your clothes are changed into like a masquerade kind of outfit, and you have a mask that you can't take off, and everything is only in 4 shades of color. So it's red, white, yellow, and black are the only colors that exist.
Mm.
And the ambassador, which is described as a man wearing very questionably painfully looking heels. I mean, Lady Gaga wouldn't even compare to this motherfucker. Just strange. And he's all powerful, and there's 3 of the 4 kings of this realm, I guess. I wouldn't really call them kings.
Yeah.
There's the Hanged King, and then there's like 4, I guess, ambassadors or something. They all wear different fucking masks, and one of them is in our reality. Can you guess what character, what SCP would that be?
Oh, the Doctor.
No, it's the mask that oozes and corrodes and takes over people.
Yeah, that one. That's what it meant.
He is supposedly from Algada.
That makes sense.
Supposedly, he was banished to our realm.
I wonder why he did.
Kind of trying to just take over was what he was trying to do, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, and so the Hanged King's tragedy is supposed to be some kind of thing, kind of a ritual thing for the actual Hanged King himself, and that ambassador is actually the ambassador for Algada. Like the actual dude that just comes over to our place just to kill a bunch of people, I guess.
You know, keeping up traditions.
Yeah. That one's a good one. I butchered it, so sorry. That one's a good one. I really like that one. Let me look at his list again. I'm not going to talk about SCP-001. That one's too hard.
That one's difficult.
SCP-001, there are like 7 stories for that one SCP number, and one of the stories is why there's 6 other stories for SCP-001.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Dr. Wondertainment. That's a good one. I really like the Wondertainment series, like all that, because it's like, I guess if you were humans were more like sturdy and hardy, then Dr. Wondertainment's toys would be badass. Like they have a robot that can actually like build you things and shoot fire out of its mouth and make actual weapons
of mass destruction.
Yes. There's also these like little slug creatures that you can grow in any environment, and they're adaptable to any environment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm thinking lava might be one of them. Anyway. Yeah. I didn't finish reading, but it was kind of sad for, or I didn't finish hearing about it, but what is it called? There Be Dragons Here, or something like that?
Oh, yeah, the box.
Yeah, the box. I read a little bit in right before, like some stuff in before the dragons apparently came back. So I read up to the point where they went away, and then they were talking about the land that these dragons supposedly came from.
Oh, yeah.
About as far as I got. Oh, I do love the Syncope Symphony.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some of these I just don't know myself, so. I'm in the dark.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. My friend Dirty Daddy finally got back to me about the Sailor Gator.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
They're like, what am I looking at? I'm like, Sailor Gator. And then Gator Moon. So there's this weird company that makes instruments and whatnot. And I tried looking into it the best I could and didn't really get very many answers to it because it was just kind of weird. But it's this group that they had a few instances. Why the Dirty Daddy does not understand.
Or Dirty Daddy.
Yeah. There was one specific one, well, there's like 2 or 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Now they want an explanation. Okay. 1 second. There's a meme going on about drawing
Yeah.
Sailor Moon.
Oh no. Screwing up left and right here.
And it blew up. This is one of the funny ones. I say a lot. I apologize.
It's okay. We're not fully good at speaking.
Okay, I'm gonna send Dirty Daddy Sailor Moon also. So let me send Dirty Daddy Sailor Moon. So there's a few stories that I followed that kind of had these related, but then there's ones that are even more loosely related. One of them was there was strange events happening in this one town, revolving around the high school, where apparently it was a very Christian community, and there was this one chick who apparently became pregnant and caused a whole uproar. And they couldn't quite remember what happened to her, because at the time, at these events, the SCP Foundation was fairly new, and their forget me juice was a little too strong and caused a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of damage. And so a lot of the tellings of what happened later on when they were trying to figure out what actually happened wasn't traceable, because everyone was told that there was a gas leak, and what they saw was due to the gas. And so apparently there was this chick that was on a cheerleader that got pregnant. And something happened to her. And then strange occurrences started happening at the school. Strange occurrences including, which the most of this thing was, there was a shadow child.
Oh.
There was like they could hear talking coming from underground. And these things weren't just, like, oh, only one or two people saw it. There was one instance where everyone in the entire school heard a small child whispering in one of their ears, "Hello."
Oh.
Like everyone at the same time.
That's a powerful child there.
Yeah, and so it's implied that the cheerleader ended up like hanging herself or something, drowning herself or hanging herself or killing herself somehow. But they had someone specifically remembers seeing someone with a fanny pack that said syncope symphony. But every time it's not like they can't remember what the name actually is correctly. And so there's just a bunch of strange stuff that was happening, and then now you can see like 7 or 8 cheerleaders like without faces floating in the air, and they were chasing people down and shit. It exploded. The activity went from in the center and it exploded from where the school was to everywhere. And at one point, all the entire school was closed because the school ended up floating like 3 feet off the fucking ground.
Yes.
At one. And so they're like, let's close the school. And so like all the students showed up. And I'm like, and they couldn't get in. And then like there's this little shadow kid floating, like second story, floating outside the window and phases into the building, and the front doors unlock.
Oh yeah.
And they go down to this basement section where there's a whole nother school under it, and then everything gets shifted, and like some of them are stuck in like the foundation and rocks and shit for a good solid minute, and then they phase back out, and then they all just wake up in their beds. And like it's just crazy shit like that. And then the other one was there was a school that was gifted these instruments from their sponsors in Cope Symphony. And it started out normal, oh, we have band practice, we're waiting for, this one thing, this one event. And then like this whole school started getting obsessed with rhythm and stuff. 1 second. Oh, okay, that's really wild. Anyway, I'll explain what I just got from Dirty Daddy in a second.
Okay.
And so they were like, remember to practice. We gotta be synchronized. And then it was like, no one's allowed to leave the school. Shit like that. And they were obsessed with being in rhythm and being like in sync and synchronizing everything. It was just really, really wild. Which ended up, oh my god, it's that manga one. Oh my god, it's on here. Oh my god. I want to watch season 1 now. Sorry, one of my favorite manga because that wasn't translated into English yet finally is on Netflix.
Nice.
It's about this one chick who tried to confess her love to this dude, and he thought she kept saying that she was his fan, and he thought that she meant like, because he actually is a mangaka, so he makes manga, and he thought that she was just a fan of his manga, so he gave her his autograph.
Oh no.
And she was trying to confess her love to him, and then she starts helping him with his comic, and it just everything devolved from there. It's just wild shit, and I loved it. And now I can watch it. Woo! But anyway, and there was that, and that kind of almost tied to a completely different thing where apparently that one where there's like a whole like the field of a school. There's these people that are just have these instruments that have syncope symphony on and they were just standing there. They've been standing there from like the 1960s, not aging a day. They're just standing there. And when they're activated, everyone around, if they don't have an instrument, try to find an instrument, and they'll just keep walking and marching. If they can't find an instrument within like 2 minutes, they pretend to play an instrument. It's all weird, and they just walk until like they walk for a certain amount of time. But sadly, if you can't keep up, if you're not one of these immortal fucking beings, I guess, anymore, you will get trampled to death.
Oh no.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. And there was one where they were like recording, and they were like, "Oh, the band's about to start up," and then all hell breaks loose, and everyone in the classroom is fucking dead. They don't know. There's no explanation of what happened because it was just so sudden. Like they just started. The band supposedly started playing, and then everyone else in the school fucking died. That one, and there's one other one. It's the class of like 1970 something, which is loosely related to the syncope symphony thing. Because apparently the cheerleader one with the ghost child is related to the syncope symphony, and is also related to like the class of 1974 or something like that. I think they're supposedly linked together, and that one has a whole different set of like it's drawn in by nostalgia. And there's one where like there's a lake where if you get too close, you'll start seeing like dead bodies in there in the lake, and you'll think you know them, and you'll start wading out into the lake, and then you drown, and then you become one of the bodies in there. But they're all actually faceless bodies that are not identifiable.
Oh, fun.
And in their document, it repeats, you don't know the people in the lake.
Yes, I do. What are you talking about?
Well, eventually that's what it does. It somehow had the influence over the document where it basically changes it and says, like, yes, you do know them. Don't you remember so and so? You were in love with them, or don't you remember this, or don't you remember that? And you need to go to the lake. They're waiting for you. It takes over the document. It's real cool. I'm butchering it, but it's still a good fucking read, regardless. So
yeah,
check out all that shit. I'm just saying my favorites right now because they're my favorites. And then I'm gonna try another one to talk about and butcher. I've read a bunch of these, but it was quite a while ago, months ago at the very least. So I try my hardest, but I don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need.
Yeah. Arm is too big again.
A normal IKEA. That one was actually pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. the whole idea of you could go into a place which is supposed to be normal, and you end up in this weird fucking area where the people you think you're supposed to be helping you turn hostile and try to kill you, and you're just stuck there until you can find a way out, but there's no way to actually leave because the one person that actually managed to get out still managed to get killed by them, and it was just sad.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we see a drone. There it goes." Like you have that hope because you see this drone flying, and then like, "Oh, I see the exit. There's an exit. There's a guy. I gotta get out of here." And then just being chased by one of those motherfuckers, faceless fucking mannequin-looking IKEA workers. Creepy.
Yeah, and there's always just, what is it? There's always uh like faces and everything that people have created.
Bases that have been that are there, but there's no one there, and so you move in with your group, and then you like try to fortify it, and you still get wiped out. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Worst store ever.
You know, you're not coming
But
back.
the
You're not
upside
coming
is you
back.
don't age. Like
Bonus?
a bunch of those people were lost for like years,
Oh, maybe.
and they hadn't aged. Not really.
Not really, really.
Yeah, not really, really. Um, I'm even further behind with this one than the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this might be just. I might need a break soon. My creativity is running low.
Um, and then of course we have, we have the old man and the statue and shy guy and that
all the greats.
yeah. Oh, Lord Blackwood.
Blackwood.
You don't know Lord Blackwood?
I know him from what is it? Hey. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
Not like that helps anybody.
I'm pretty sure I know this Lord Blackwood. Yeah, Lord Blackwood. He's this he was this dude who was like really like adventurous and really wanted to do these like amazing supernatural things. He was the one of the owners of the Golden Service Bell, which gives you a butler that he can do anything within reason.
Within reason.
Like if he can't find you something that you request because it doesn't exist, he'll find you something like close equivalent of and apologize that he couldn't find the thing you originally wanted.
Yep.
He was one of the owners of that. He ended up being turned into like a fucking snail or something, a talking snail or something. And he doesn't know how he became a talking snail, but he's Lord Blackwood. He actually was one of the survivors of one of Abel's attacks. It was like this supernatural creature, and this one dumbass was like, "I got this from what was it? I want to say Marshall Carter Dark, but I might be wrong. Nom nom nom. Yeah, Marshall Carter and Dark. They're the black market for anonymous, or not anonymous. For the SCP.
Oh yeah.
They sell dangerous SCP to the highest bidder, basically. And they had Abel. and they sold Abel to this dude, and he's like, the only way to take down this creature is by using this thing right here. And yeah, no, it was Abel, and Abel went on a rampage, and apparently it was President Roosevelt that battled Abel.
Oh, what a trooper!
Yeah, what a fucking trooper. And shit like that. Let's see. Builder Bear can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
I hate. You know Builder Bear?
I think so.
It was like this little cute bear thing, but as it turns out, it's a thing was it that it takes other materials from and builds bears that look like it.
Oh.
And one time it built a bear out of ears, and so whenever that bear screeched or like screamed, it would make ears appear on people and kill them.
I know.
That way.
I know.
And yeah. Fuck that specifically because the Build-A-Bear took the unborn fetus of one of the doctors and turned it into a fucking bear.
Oh. An asshole.
Yeah. They had to find the doctor on the floor, barely alive. And it's like, do not talk to this doctor about what happened to her child.
Ever.
Or the dude who saw the baby hand reach out of the bear. Don't talk to them about this. It's a bit traumatic.
Terrified just thinking about it.
That was weird. Yeah. I'm
kind of doing a rough sketch of it, and like kind of like cartoony kind of sketch. Because
yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Leave that is you.
Yeah, it was just like really messed up stuff. I don't like that bear. Because it's the whole ultimate deceit thing. Like it was pretending to be cute and drawing stuff and giving the drawings to people and
trying to be adorbs.
All adorable and loving just to earn our trust so that they could just start building destructive versions of itself. Just awful. God was pretty cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I like the SCPs, I just don't know much about them, which is sad.
Let's talk about SCPs. I just know like 7 of them.
I know a few. No, I know all 4,000 and some odd of them.
I downloaded the SCP app to read the stories, that's why.
Yeah.
I read all the way up to like, I want to say I made it to 300 before I had to delete the app for Room on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I read through all of that. I just don't remember most of it. Because that's what happens when you cram too much information into your head. It won't retain much of it. That's why you're supposed to slowly learn something, not quickly learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fun times. It was totally fun.
She's not my best, but she's getting there.
You definitely need to practice more people.
Like, the one that I did was better. This is just me trying to do line art, I guess.
Right, blame it on the line art.
I am.
Line art hasn't done anything to you.
It's done everything to me. How'd I create such a beautiful creature and then I'm creating this monstrosity?
Well, that's what you can do is just color it and then do the line over for at least the slime portion of it.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
you need
learning.
to. Yeah. I mean, I do line art all the time. And you said you liked it, so.
I do like your line art. I didn't say anything about my line art. That's for me.
You said you didn't like the idea of doing line art yourself. I didn't want you to feel forced, gosh.
I tried it out. My best. It's all you're getting out of me, Missy. The rest of you can just fuck off. What?
I definitely know what I have to do now. I have a full bladder.
Go to the restroom.
No.
Okay.
No. If I go, Mike, he thought he's gonna think that we're done recording, and he's gonna be as loud as he wants.
Hmm.
You know this to be true. Because he went on a walk.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know where he went.
Oh, no.
We're not getting into that.
Okay.
What else?
I might redraw her later.
Okay.
Because I'm not happy with what I have right now. But I didn't stop either, so. What else?
That makes me uncomfortable.
What?
There was a dude whose little thing is basically an adult dude dressed in kid-inspired, like kid-like aesthetics, and a doll attached to his. I'm sure this gets funny. It just makes me uncomfortable. Mm-hmm.
I need a break from art. I need life in my oh god. She looked crazy.
Yeah. She looks like a spooper. I can't think of anything to say because I'm so behind on this fucking thing.
Yeah. Yes.
All according to Red's plan.
Entirely. Get those jams. Get those
I was
jams.
just going.
Yeah,
But okay.
I'm just being a dork.
So one of the managers at my job, he likes the rock and the whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had our older manager in, and they like to play the hits of the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Classic rock, basically. And so what ended up happening was that we were stuck on that radio station because it was playing decent music anyway.
Yeah.
So if it ain't broke, And then this song came on, and I don't know what the actual song is called, but it basically was Little Billy Willie Won't Go Home, and and the manager went, nope, that's it, I can't take this anymore. And it's just like, what's wrong? You don't like Little Billy Willie? Like, I hate him. Oh no. That won't work.
She looks terrifying, and I failed. This is a fail one. I'll redraw her later.
I win.
Yeah, you win. I just this
You guys
one.
don't even know what mine looks like.
Scrap this one away.
Coward.
I'm not coward.
I'm just kidding. If you don't like it, you shouldn't have to continue it.
Yeah, I went pretty far with it. It's just.
Oh my god, I like it, but also I'm terrified.
It's just that I think I got tuckered out.
That too, and before you do line art, you should do shape art first. So it might help with how she has one extremely protruding hip. Well, guys, because Red gave up, that means I'm automatically the winner of this thing that's not actually going on. We're gonna go record something after a break.
Yeah, this was a failure. Don't look at her. It was a mess.
What I would suggest,
there you go.
you do, well, oh my god. Well, you
her.
go do your thing and kind of, whatever, and I run to the restroom because this is not going to end well.
Oh no.
Just go ahead and upload part 1 of this adventure.
Yes. I'll let people see my fails, but this is not my finished masterpiece. You'll see the masterpiece later.
Yeah, definitely.
Scrapped.
Well,
anyway.
I'm going to mute myself. This was Koneko. This was less story and more SCP driven than I thought it was going to be. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll leave the rest for Redison.
So, I do hope you guys enjoy it. I will get a better sketch out because that last one I did was a lot better. I don't know what happened. I think I got drained of art for a second. But I'll redo her eventually. I'll just come back to that, and yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.